So welcome to this round 2 series in the Gathering Storm tournament. In the north we have none other than NosMarkov playing as the OKW faction here on Mill Road. And facing off versus Markov we have none other than Clororaa playing Brits. So two quite uncommon factions, I would say, in tournament settings. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens here. Of course, Brits, I would say, are actually quite strong versus OKW, so it's going to be interesting here to see what Markov can pull off. As we have the first couple of captures going down here. But yeah, Clororaa did just pass through round 1, beating Mirasol. Meanwhile, Markov, I can't quite remember who he beat, but you can check out the brackets for yourself to see who is beating who. So we see some early nice wire here. I do like this. I also like wiring this, because this is some yellow cover, which, you know, you could also plant sandbags against, right? That is also quite common. As we have 3 sections currently for Clororaa, meanwhile 2 folks and a sternpie, of course, for Markov.
An infantry section of Tommies has been trained.
We can see here the capping order. A bit uncommon, I would say. Usually there is this standoff in the center. Because getting the sandbag up for both of these factions are actually quite important. But of course you have this green cover, so it's always risky to try to pull it off, because if your opponent gets your first volley, you're basically forced back, and then it becomes a staring contest, right? That's Mill Road for you. But it seems Marco is making an attempt here, and Clororaa is going to be around this green cover, so this might be the exact situation I'm referring to. And as you can see here, Folks takes a lot of damage, and then it's a staring contest, and Clororaa is already slightly ahead here, right? And we do have the UC coming up, and also, interestingly, we see a charge here towards the cutoff. We have a lot of green cover here that Clororaa can actually use. This is not the Master League version of this map, where this is removed, so this Folks is going to be basically forced away here. It's basically sandwiched between 3 sections. So yeah, this could be really bad actually for Markov. I mean, in this situation, usually what you would do is you would try to counter push your opponent's cutoff, but even then the UC is of course coming out, which can make that quite hard. It seems the Folks are going to attempt that though. These Folks are trying to get back on the field here, but the cutoff is taking. You can see the resource income here is very low for Markov. And here comes the UC. Folks seems to be getting that cutoff happening. Sternpioneer getting focused down here. And you can see here, Clororaa actually switching target to the closest target. Very nice. I do like that. If the Sternpioneer starts closing in, that's when you focus fire them, right? You always want to focus fire the closest squad at all times, because that's the squad that you're going to do the most damage to. So yeah, very nice opening from Clororaa here. You can't beg for much more other than perhaps holding your own cutoff. Currently they're quite even in terms of income. But I presume this combat engineer coming out for Clororaa right now is going for that point. As the sections pull back here, they're going to try to capitalize on the fact that he won the first engagement basically. And, you know, get some sandbags up on these points. So yeah, very nice opening here for Clororaa, I must say. And, you know, this is basically the flavor of Mill Road. You see so common there's base locking going on this map, because it's just so easy to do. And it actually goes for both sides. Of course, it is a tiny bit easier for south to base lock north because of this green cover, which you could really see Clororaa using here with this flank. So really well played there by Clororaa. Yeah, Markov consolidating his points here, getting that munitions captured as well. He's had his opponent's munitions, but of course it's not being connected because of the cutoffs, right? So, but the Vickers here coming up on the UC, very solid.
A capture point is being overrun.
It's going to make it trade a lot more favorably here. Also got that engineer out for the repairs, so looking very good here once again for Clororaa, I would say. A bit surprising actually, Markov here not going for a cool ball. I would say Kubel definitely is player preference, but still, versus Brits, I feel like you kind of need it just to push around the sections from the green cover.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Yeah, we got engagements all over the field here. We see this flank, but the Folks are focusing this squad because it's already half HP, right? It's a bigger chance of dropping those models, removing the squad from the field, so... meanwhile, in the north, we have Folks here closing in on that section. That's not going to end well unless he tosses an incendiary round. So we almost have a Folks going down there even. Trading really poorly. And Jesus, Markov just being thrown around currently. Still got this squad flanking that sandbag, getting full damage in, so... Looking really healthy or strong there for Clororaa. In the north, second Folk forced away by this squad. Pushing away 2 Folk, look at that, 7 kills, not even losing a model. Really strong there, section opening. And let's take a look at the score real quick and I can see the story that's been told so far in this game.
Where do you want us?
We do have a Sook here from the Stern Pioneer. It does connect. It's gonna force that back for some repairs. Probably gonna finally force away that section, getting 2 models at least. Meanwhile, we have Battle Group is up, grabbing that healing. Most likely going for that flag half track. I would be surprised if he wasn't. Meanwhile, Clororaa here doesn't seem to be going for the AEC, but he got that 6-pounder instead, so... He's got that AT set up. Yeah, Markov getting the map back in the north, but of course Clororaa here has that section on the sandbag, and just a section behind a sandbag like this, basically, I guess it's true for every unit, every main line. If you're behind a sandbag, it's gonna require 2 units to get rid of this, which we do see Markov sending 3 units even here, so... It's just gonna charge this down to get rid of it as fast as possible. But again, it's going to take a lot of manpower losses here in this charge, right?
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Also, I really like this. This is just efficient, right? Using, even though, you know, this unit has basically no targets other than sandbags, you can do some safe back capping with it. You know, just making use of everything, basically. You have the Folks coming in here. I don't know if Markov perhaps spotted the 6-pounder. In the line of sight radius of the point. That could have been possible. But it looks like the 6-pounder is going to be safe either way here, I would say. Now in the north, the Stern Pioneer did manage to decamp the fuel for a short duration. UC getting repaired. And we do also have a 4th section out here for Clororaa. Meanwhile, that flak half track is of course being produced currently in some German factory somewhere.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Someone's shooting us! It's only bullets!
Still no one picking up this healing. If you didn't know this, chat, Millroad has this little trick in the north. There's a free healing which also gives you a tiny combat bonus, and it's an AoE instant healing, so it's really good. And this Folks is in trouble indeed, taking a lot of damage here. Could be the first blood here for Clororaa in this first game. Stern Pioneer trying to salvage the situation, does get that hit on the UC, does not get the kill there. Stern Pioneer is going to try the second shot. UC needs to pull away. Misses! 6-pounder connects with the flak half track. And very unfortunate there from Markov not getting the UC wipe there. It's just so unreliable with that Raketten, or Raketten, Shrek rather. Yeah, looks like flak is going to hold the cutoff here. Very nice. Fuel is of course being lost, healing on the field, very nice to see. Very efficient all around, I feel like Clororaa is being, and we also have a commander pick here. We have Royal Artillery Regiment. Blah, 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 blah. The Royal Artillery Regiment. Which of course comes with the Valentine, a possibility. We're closing in on 5 CPs. And you also get this amazing concentration barrage, which is really nice here. Other than that, you of course also have the flares, right, which is very nice. Yeah, UC here. It's gonna help the sections to win this engagement. flak coming up, however. Sections is forced away, but I think the Folk is also going to be forced away here. You don't want to overstay that. Exactly. 6-pounder. Overlooking the battlefields. Also have a Vickers out here for Clororaa. It seems... Oof. Just outside of the arc here. It's gonna connect the first shot. Could see possible connection. This is kind of, you know, making sure there's no option of attack round there. Yeah, Vickers doing quite a bit of damage there to the rear of the flak as well. As the Shrek connects for the third time on the UC. This Royal Engineer is getting very low here. It seems first blood goes to Markov there. Royal Engineer is going down. Meanwhile, this machine gun is not having a good day. He is completely surrounded and is taking damage from all directions. Vickers, of course, being the machine gun with a huge damage profile. Yeah, Vickers does make it home, so... Still 1-0 in terms of wipes here, but I mean the KD is still favoring Clororaa quite a bit. But I would say that evens the playing field quite a bit. We also have the Valentine now coming out, 11 minutes. So very interesting option there, probably looking to somehow snowball this game with those early engagements. And we also have grenades there. Not doing as much damage as you would expect, but still forces that retreat. Yeah, these Folks are just having such a bad game, I must say. They are not trading well at all, not in any single engagement. Even this, I would certainly favor the section because of that sandbag. Flak off track, trying to make an impact in this match, but immediately gets forced away back into the repairs there. Yeah, Markov really struggling here to find the angles. We also have a grenade. Folks, Markov does not spot it, taking a lot of damage there. Forced away once again. As the MG is covering the retreat. Thank you very, very much there, DSM, for the 13 months. Thank you very much, my dude. There we go. Valentine is about to reveal its face here. Could be looking for the flak half track. Still no Raketten. Only the Shrek here to stop this. And he's going straight in for it. First shot, of course, connects. Flak's got the smoke ready. I don't see him using it though, because I don't see this surviving. He does try, but attack round goes through. And yeah, Valentine there. The snowball begins, chat. The snowball begins. Also got the cutoff. Amazing play here from Clororaa, just so calculated. Very impressive indeed. We do have a league from Markov, I assume because of the Vickers, but with this Valentine on the field, it's gonna need like 1 or 2 Rakettens here. This Vickers in a great position, might get flanked here though, but the sections does have the grenades to stop that. There you go, grenade coming in. Markov does not see it, eats another one. As the Stern Pioneer Shrek hits that, the Folks goes down. That's another loss for Markov. Really can't afford it at this point. We also see the Vet 1 ability being used here by Clororaa. Such a rare ability to be used. It gives it extra range, which, you know, lets it fire on this MG34. So really cool to see that, and I'm really liking Cloraa's play right now. And another Folks going down to the UC. So many losses for Markov, and he's just pulling off this snowball play here. And that's game. Markov throwing in the towel. Game 1 goes to Clororaa. Well played. Very impressive to see Brits, you know, pulling off such a strong game. Very good to see. And very exciting for this series, I think. But yeah, total massacre here, and just so strong calculated play right from Clororaa grabbing the Valentines. So yeah, great to see, and GG.
That was a kick up the arse. Target destroyed. It's a bit touch and go.
It's just Clororaa capitalizing on the fact that he had such a strong opening. So that's cool to see. And I mean, this KD is just so insanely one-sided, right? Alright. So here we are in game 2, and we have none other than Clororaa, of course, being up 1-0 after that very impressive first game, playing as the Brits on Mill Road. So very cool here. He's, of course, playing as Axis this time around, and we are on Amelie. And he is choosing, or has gone with the option of picking Osttir here. Which we did see him in the first round, playing versus Mirasol, doing quite well. So it's going to be exciting to see what he can pull off here. Facing off versus Clororaa, of course, still it is Markov. Actually picking USF here, so he went OKW that first match. Didn't end too well for him. But we are going again here with new strength in game 2 with the USF faction. So still no commander locked in just yet, so let's just talk about that. We got Urban Assault Company, really looking forward to see if he picks this. We also have Recon Support, which of course gets the Greyhound. And we have Mechanized, which has the cav rifles and the 76mm Sherman. So that is also a possibility. Meanwhile, Clororaa here is going with Lightning War, Spearhead, and Osttruppen. So very late game oriented commanders, I would say. As we have the first couple of engagements here, that Rifleman walking straight into that machine gun. Grenadier is gonna force this squad away. Meanwhile, RE is basically just plucking a bit at this Pioneer. So yeah, decent opening here. MG also repositioning this flanking Rifleman here, but it seems Clororaa was, you know, prepared for that. Let's see if Markov could potentially, yes indeed, he gets the flank, got the Grenadier saving that, but this might still be forced away here. Of course, Rifleman has a very high on-the-move DPS compared to other squads, so they can just stay on the tail here of the MG. Which most likely means the MG is going to be forced away here. A lot going on, MG here. Still staying on the field, it's basically ring around the rosy here. Interesting. I mean, Clororaa kind of pulled it off, I guess. Basically, you know, taking damage on the Rifleman while it's chasing the MG. But not quite enough damage to be winning, it seems. Clororaa still struggling here with this Rifleman. And the MG seems to be quite useless here, actually, as it's trying to find an angle. Seems to be getting one right now. He's going straight for this squad. And does get the suppression there. Surely will force it away. Rifleman closing in here. Surely Clororaa is just going to turn around. Yes, indeed, huge burst there. Rifleman forced away, and Markov is in shambles after that first engagement here. Really well executed by Clororaa, I will say. You know, getting his MG flanked and staying on the field here with that little rotation. Very fun. Meanwhile, Ari here finally dropping a few models on the Pioneer so it could close in, forcing that squad away. Surely. Got the Grenadier, but yeah, fuel is gonna remain in Cloraa's hands there. So, I don't know. Well executed here from Clororaa, I would say, from the pressure of Markov. Markov, of course, opting for that pressure means he never captured this fuel, so he's gonna be slightly behind on resources here. So yeah, well done. 4 Grens currently for Clororaa. 3 rifles, of course, Lieutenant just arrived, so it's basically 4v4, with of course the addition of the MG for Clororaa. As this rifle is going to force away this Grenadier here. And that brackets is wrong, Orange Pest. The brackets is in the title, so you can check that out. Yeah, we have a 50 cal follow-up here. Can't really opt for like a fast M20 or a fast Stuart here, because I never really captured that fuel, right? So I think 50 cal is a solid option. We have this Rifleman basically getting no cover here. You can see how quick they're dropping because they're already flanked with this great sandbag placement here from Clororaa. Meanwhile, on the left side we have Lieutenant here dancing around the MG arcs again, staying behind this vision blocker, right, for the machine gun. Can't quite get there. Can't get that angle. Meanwhile, heroic final stand here from the Grenadier is going to be forced away. Only lost one model though, so can just heal that squad up. Never mind, he lost one more model there. Lieutenant getting the flank, of course, also has that Thompson, right? So it has better close range DPS than, say, Rifleman. So staying on the MG tail there. And again, Clororaa just doing this soft retreat patterns with the machine gun, keeping on the field, which is very, you know, amusing to see, really. As the 50 cal opens fire here, MG is gonna try to return fire, but slightly outside of the arc there. Might just be looking to try attempt a wipe here on the lieutenant. That is, of course, possible. But yeah, it's already flanked here, and of course with that Thompson still, right? Oh, 50 cal moving up into the range. It's gonna deliver some pain. Rifleman or Grenadier is already flanking that squad, however. And the 50 cal simply soft retreats. So we do have tier 1, of course, still not tier 2 for Clororaa. Battle phase 1 is teched, so that's probably what this Pioneer will be working on right now. NosMarkov might be looking for this cutoff here, you know, capping, basically decapping this fuel and munitions point.
How can we help? Pioneers ready for anything.
There we go. Stewart is in the queue here for Markov.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Around the 7-minute timing, so not too shabby, but not too great either, as these Grenadiers... Jesus! That's a lot of damage. 50 cal here in a great position, getting the suppression off on all the approaching squads there. And then the cutoff is captured. Meanwhile, the same goes here. Decapping this point by capping this, quite nice. Also have that flanking Grenadier, of course, but I think those rifles should be fine. 50 cal, of course, turning around to stop the flank. Got that other Grenadier. Rifleman, it could be possible, but very strong formation here from the 50 cal. Here comes the Stewart. Grenadiers once again pulling off that flank. 2 coming out. I heard a rifle nade on the machine gun. Only gets that one slow model who fell asleep or something. He missed the memo that they were supposed to retreat. Lieutenant's gonna force away this Grenadier. He's trying to get some more models here. There you go. Got one more. Don't think he's gonna get the wipe here, but definitely threatening it. Well, 2-2 forces away the lieutenant here. Still no Sook on that squad, which is a bit surprising, but I'm sure it's gonna be queued up quite soon. We have the pack. Meanwhile, ambulance coming out to heal his infantry. And let's see here. Is there any tellers we should be looking out for? No tellers yet from Mr. Clororaa. Of course, Markov doesn't know that, so he should be getting that sweeper soon, I would say. And there you go, sweeper is queued up, very nice. He's gonna, you know, babysit the Stewart with the sweeper, very nice. A teller can always just decide the game on a spot, getting a free kill like that, so you don't want to risk it. Pack setting up. Connects once. Meanwhile, we have some skirmish engagements on the left here. Gren's forcing away that rifleman squad. To just outside the range there of the 50 cal. There you go. Sook is picked up. Meanwhile, we have LMGs on 2 squads of Clororaa. We also have the healing bunker coming up. Looking really solid here for both players, I would say. Really nice here, bringing the pack with the 2-2 as well. You know, the 2-2, it can't really beat the Steward, so keeping it close there, make sure the Steward can't really dive. But now I'm a bit confused. I don't know what Clororaa is thinking here. 2-2 is taking quite a bit of damage from that Sook though. It's gonna bring some downtime here, forced to repair. The rifleman is looking for that fuel, meanwhile the left side is of course being taken. And he's going in for the snare here, seems to be getting it as well. I don't think that's enough to finish the vehicle, but it is very low. Sook of course coming in here. Grens are gonna want to focus fire this squad to make sure he does not get close. Oh, it's gonna be close. Lieutenant might actually go down here in return. He misses! Again, just like game 1, that Shrek missing the UC here, the Lieutenant missing the kill on the 2-2. Very unlucky there for Markov. And that's the game. Hate it or love it, that's the game. There is, of course, RNG in it. We have riflemen here. I don't think they can finish that off with small arms, and they're not going to be able to close in getting that snare, so... Changing target here to the Grens, but they drop a lot of models on approach. Might still be able to win this though, these rifles. It's gonna be close, but yes indeed, they do win. Very nice there. That's of course the addition of bars, that's the difference. And we have a second machine gun coming out for Clororaa in response, looking very solid.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Seems Markov is having some manpower issues, I would say. We've yet to see another unit here since the ambulance. And if we take a look at the stats here, that might tell us why. I mean, it's not that huge favor for Clororaa, but it seems to be enough here to get that extra unit out. And there is no decrease possible, Duffman, because this is using tournament mod. But tournament mod does not save you from misses. As the rifles here are charging into the machine gun fire in true World War I fashion. And they are sure to be forced away indeed. Great position there from Clororaa. Of course covering that pack, you know, with the machine gun. As this 50 cal just walked into that ambush, forced away. And I must say this Steward has not had that great of an impact. The 2-2 has just done so much more, I feel. Also, yeah, very nice, removing that wire. Clororaa staying efficient, as we've seen throughout the past series. Second pack coming up. Which I would think this is a bit odd. I would definitely say taking up to Battlefield 2 would probably be a bit more favorable here, going for that Panzer IV. It's not that far off, basically a minute in terms of fuel. So I think this is a strange decision in my humble opinion. Meanwhile, Markov going for the captain, feeling the pressure here, obviously wants to unlock that M180 gun, right?
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
As the lieutenant marches into another machine gun here, Grenadiers flanked by bar rifles. It's going to struggle. Oh, pack opens fire, changed position there. Clororaa just on fire today, expecting the... Oh, rifle! Somehow slightly dodged there. Perfect dodge from Markov. Yeah, Clororaa on fire, you know, assuming the Steward's gonna show up on the left side, rotating that pack in like before it happens, you know. Very strong. And very impressive. Second pack moving up. As we have a 6-pounder cube for Markov. Obviously expecting a Panzer IV, but I don't know. If he is paying attention, like really paying attention, he would realize this is a second pack, because this one was down to 3 men, and of course only vet 1, right? So that would be an indicator that Panzer IV is quite a bit away, but I don't know, I don't mind it either. It's both players playing it safe and cautious here in game 2, so... As Clororaa is solidifying his very strong position here, I must say.
Taking fire! Our industry grows to we are losing a sector.
MG there suppressing on the first burst, very nice. Same in the center, making it very tough here for Markov, finding any openings. Here comes the Steward, trying to get some value out of it, but packs are gonna force it back to the repairs. We have Sooks here on the RE, stopping any Panzer IV dives, but of course we know it's not coming in at least another 2 minutes because of that
Our
pack.
opponents are seizing a sector.
Stuart's gonna take some small arms from the 2-2 here. Pax lining up though. 6 pounder lines up as well. Stuart missing the killing blow, gets it on the third shot though. Pax gets the trade there.
Losses upon us.
Well played from Clororaa. I mean, I wouldn't even argue it's like super favorable for Clororaa because the 2-2 is so impactful long term. Even more so in some degree than the Steward.
Enemy
So
still has 300 points.
I would say that trade is actually quite even though the prices of these two units are completely different, right? So and he does get that suppression. It's gonna let him probably reposition here. Yes, indeed. The rifleman could get desuppressed here though, standing behind that green cover. Meanwhile, in the east, Grant's being forced away by the captain. The rifle do get unsuppressed here, so they're actually gonna end up winning this. So that's a nice little victory there for Markov, keeping that rifleman on the field. The captain gets suppressed and forced to retreat here, or pinned rather. 50 cal holding the line. We do have a commander pick here. We have recon support company, which is a bit odd this late, I would say.
The enemy is taking
I would
our
be
territory.
surprised if he picks up a Greyhound at this point, but I don't know. Maybe he's looking for an airdrop. I don't know. It is interesting for sure.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Not quite sure what his goal here with that would be. As the 50 cal could go down here. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Needs one more burst. Grens don't quite get that. Seems to be getting away. Very close, however. Rifleman goes down, though, on the left side to the double grenadiers. A bit sloppy there for Markov, but might get a wipe in return here. Yes, indeed. Lieutenant picking that up. Even though they have a Sook, you know, they're really strong combat squad beating Grans, so... Yeah, never underestimate the Lieutenant. But Markov actually dropped there. What the hell? A bit underwhelming, I will say, but just solid performance from Clororaa. I don't know what Markov was thinking here. Maybe he just, you know, thought it was over already. But yeah, a bit strange. I guess... I don't know. Losing that squad was like the nail in the coffin for him. Yeah, there you go. There you have the stats. I will say, though, Markov was quite a bit unlucky here with the Sook and the Shrek, both on the UC and the 2-2. Like, both of those would have been kills. You know, he wouldn't have to trade his Steward for the 2-2 here, for instance. So, yeah, that does happen. But, of course, that's the game. And you can't do anything but love or hate it, right? So, yeah, GG's. Clororaa moving on through round 2, beating Markov. So taking a look at the brackets, this actually means Clororaa is going to move up to round 3 here. Who's going to be facing off the winner of either Pax or Gibber. Meanwhile, Markov here is going to drop down to a loser's bracket. Who's going to face either the winner or the loser of Isakovic Findid. So interesting.